Good day, everyone. Welcome to yet another um, series of the continuation of our activity info. Um, in the last session, what we were trying to do was to mimic a, a schedule, and we actually wanted to come through using that particular schedule. So I thought about using subforms, but as I mentioned earlier, um, it uh, I think I came to a stop where activity info only has access to just about 30 subforms inside a particular form, and that is a problem in the sense that based on the design I actually wanted to do, I wanted to create each each of these is a form on its is a subform on its own, and it's going to take these fields. And um, I came to a conclusion that I think I should change that particular method, as most likely I will come to a stumbling block that has to do with uh, form exhaustion. So I've exhausted the subforms and I cannot actually use it again. So I came up with a very simple solution. I'm just going to create each of these section is a subform in itself. So I have um, how many sections? I think I have about up to section J, which is about 10 sections. So that's about 10 subforms. And I'm also going to create all of these will be um, I will have this drop down by just having different reference forms, and I'll just have fields for this. So let me explain what I mean. So I created a copy of the school observation schedule survey form, and so I is what I mean. If I go to add record, when I'm done adding the name of the school, the year, location, longitude and latitude, which we have here. Maybe I also have LG and state. That's not really important now. So I'm just going to create for um, a particular section, which section A. I will have the school in school structure. So when I go to add, I can then load. I will fill my form here, maybe something like this, and I will then enter all of these fields here. So let me see. Going to enter 7, 8, 10, maybe 12. I'll click on done. I'll then enter the name of the school. Let me just see. I really don't have anything off the top of my head. I'll just say XXYY school, maybe secondary school or high school, and I would say the year of establishment, maybe 1970. 75 or 76. Location, let's just see, it is in one of these states in Nigeria. Enter the geolocation. I'll see plus 8 point. Again, I'm just entering a random geolocation. I'm sure it exists, but I don't know exactly where it is. I'll say negative 5 points, maybe in the seas. And when I'm done filling this, and I'll just click on save, right? And so I then have for for this particular for this particular school, I have a record for just the school structure. If I click on the record, I'm going to see my my number of structure available, which is like what we have here. Number of structure available, then we have the fees for it. So I think I'm just going to, so if I want to add more records to that particular form, I'll just click on add, and I'll go to um, maybe classroom. Let's see, that structure, I'll go to classroom, and I will then enter some values, and click on save records. I then have two records. If I go back to the main form, you can see I have two records. For the furnitures, I don't have any record. So I think that I'm going to go about it now. Um, say for instance, I actually want to export this to Power BI. I'll just click on export. I'll export as JSON. I'm going to include the entire form, yet so I would open this in a new tab, and then I can then see what the JSON looks like. And if you notice, for the furniture, for structure, I have some values here. Now if I then go to the records for the structure, I can as well export as JSON form and open as tab, and I will then see that this structure belongs to a um, a parent ID, which is more or less like, so this parent is the foreign key of this. So if I go to the main form, I will then see the ID, CB some um, so CB something. Now, if I want to then create a relationship, just like a relational database, looks like I am just going to, for this intended purpose, I'll I'll shoot up my Power BI, and I'm then going to import um, this particular JSON, which basically is the API, and I'm going to show you guys how um, make it a foreign key, how you are going to connect the two forms with the foreign key, and we can do that for the rest. So say for instance, I created let me go back. I will also create for furnitures, because these are different subforms, right? So I'll add a record for furnitures. I'll go to maybe chairs. I would say 10, 50, 60. Again, I'm just entering random numbers, and maybe 0 for this. I'll click on OK. Now I would then so my Power BI is actually trying to come up for some, I really don't know why. Um Let me end task and try and bring it up. So my Power BI is up. What I can then do is I've added a record for the furnitures in the first entry that I did. Let me add another record again. I'll add for furnitures, I'll add for bench, I'll say 1, maybe 5, maybe 12, maybe 40. And I think, now that I'm thinking about it, I'm supposed to add like a formula for each of these, that the default value, and I'm going to add, so default value will just be 0 if this is empty. So I would say I don't even need to do an if, I'll just add a default value. So for everything, I'll just add a default value so that we don't have any empty space, and I'll add a default value 0. So the person didn't enter anything, this is just going to be recorded as 0 instead of empty, and I'm going to save. I will do the same thing for the other um, records, and I'll just go to this. I'll add a record value. So because this is capturing quantity, there's supposed to be some form of number, and everything is supposed to carry number. If it doesn't exist, it should be zero, and then we'll move on from there, just to avoid null values or empty values. And so um, my Power BI is up. I already have my API. I'll just click on get data from other source, and I will just go to web. What I'm looking for is web, so I'll just go to web, click on OK, uh, connect. I'll just go to the first endpoint. I'll paste the URL there. I don't need any form of authentication. It will just connect, and evaluating the query. So I think this query is the subform, and this is the main form, and this is subform for I think it's a subform for school structure. So again, I just wanted to be sure it is the right data. So I'll just rename it here so I don't have any kind of confusion. I'll just say I think it's school structure. So it's going to be school structure, and I'm good. I'll go to new source. I'll go to web. I'll still add the next endpoint. Again, this is just far in the after deployment, but I just wanted to show us how we can actually do relationship with this. And let's see, I believe it's trying to come up with this. Okay, so this will be our school. So this is going to be our school so our school observation schedule. I will just name it school observation schedule. I can then add main form, and I have these. One of the things I also want to import will also be the furnitures as well. I'm just going to go to export as JSON entire form. Just copy the URL, go back to my Power Query, Power BI, go to new source, web, and so just paste the endpoint, click on OK. It's going to get data from the endpoint me, and I'll just rename it to furniture facility again. I think I'll also add one more data. So I'll just say furniture facility. So furniture facility. So facilities. Then the other data I'm going to add is my reference data, specifically for the school structure and the furniture. So I'll go back to my survey, go back to the main database, go to reference. I'll click on this, I'll just go to export query as copy URL. I'll just go to my Power Query, go to new source, this, I'll just say furniture, furnitures, yeah. I'll just say furniture item. I don't know what it, yeah, so just say furniture and not too good with naming. Oh, I'm supposed to paste the URL there. Any apologies. I'll copy this, come back here, highlight, paste the URL, click on OK, and I'll be expecting data, and I'll just rename it to just say furniture, nothing. So it's coming up. So I'll just say furnitures, and the last one, the reference file. I'll just go to school structure, go to export as JSON, and that from copy URL, and this will just be the type of school structure. I'll just say structure type. So go to new stores. I'm supposed to say furniture, so furniture facility data, and this one will just be structure, and this will be school structure data. Just make sure, so I'll just say structures, then this will now be data. Um, this will also be data for furniture, and you can also group them if you want. So this will just be I'll just copy these two, right click on them, and just group them as I'll just say items or KPI. I don't, again, I really don't know a better name to give them, and this will just, I think I can, this will just be data. Again, I'll just leave it like this. When I'm done for now, I'll just click on close and apply. My Power Query is going to load up, and I can then start making changes. So the important thing is I actually wanted to show you the modeling part and how to do um, your relationship diagram, how to connect them well, um, like the way you do in SQL. And so it's already connected. It's just how to then model it in such a way that um, it shows how they are connected. So remember, we have school structure data, we have furniture data, as well as the main form. It's also a data. Now, these furnitures and structures are a reference form, so they are a many to one kind of relationship. So I will then go to my model, and yeah, so it has established some form of structure for me. I doubt if that is what I want, but anyways, for the school data, this is oh, so these two are not supposed to be linked in some way. They are supposed to be linked to the main form itself, and I don't want it to be like this. For the furniture, it's supposed to be linked to the furniture data, and you know. So what I'm then going to do is just click on this and just delete. Yes, that's what I want to do. The school observation um, form is our main data. Then it will be connected to, I think there's one more. Yep, for the structure also. So these two are reference from, these are my data capture, and these data belong to my main. These are just this furniture is a reference form, so is the structure, So what I'm then going to do is for the furniture facility, let me choose. So this ID should be related to parent. So this will just be parent. Let me see. Let's going to drag this to this and let's see if there's a connection. Yep, there is a connection. So this ID, this is the parent ID. I want to remove all of these composite keys. These are composite keys. I want to just, you know, just change them. So we have a one to between the main form and the sub form is a one-to-many relationship, which makes sense. I'm also going to do the same thing to this form, which is also a one-to-many relationship. Sense. The next thing I want to do is to connect this ID or this furniture to this. So so this cannot be one to one. Oh, so I think it's supposed to be this ID to furniture. Any apologies. So this ID to furniture, which is a is this supposed to be a one-to-one relationship? I think it's supposed to be a many-to-one. Um, should I say single? Not much. But it's not supposed to be a one-to-one relationship per se. Let me put it one-to-one because although the reference form is a many to one relationship here, but because I'm only going to take this data just once and move on, I'll just say one to one and okay. And the last one is between the structure and my structured data. It's a one to one relationship. Let me do that and I'll click on it now. What I can then do is to, for this, I'll just hide the structure. I'll just hide it. For this, I'll also hide furniture. For this parent, I'm just going to hide this. And for also this parent, I'm also going to hide. Then what else? Okay. So let's say for a particular school, I want to bring out some of the data. What I can then do is to go to my observation form and I'll just bring out the school name. Again, I'm just randomly picking on things. So this is the school name. For the furniture data, maybe I will just say, let's see. I'll just add the furniture. Again, I'm just adding random. Then I can then start having this. And this is for the furniture. Although this doesn't sit right, I only have for LGI. Let me check. Go back, main sub form. Um, oh, I do have records for this, right? So why is it not showing? Let me add it as well. I'll just add maths and maybe I'll leave them as zeros. too lazy to type anything. And let's say tables, I'll make this 10, make this 20, make this 0, and it's 5. I'll click on OK. Now, the one good thing with this is since I've entered a particular entry, what I can then do is go to my barcode, right? Go to my home, go to transform data, and for my for this new entry that I which is in the added to the furniture, right? I'll just go to my furniture data, and I'm just going to refresh all, and I think I'll have some, right? So I'll click on close and apply. Now, for some reason, I do not, maybe I'm not better representing this. Maybe I would say, yeah, so I'm also supposed to do a transformation somewhere. And that reminds me, I want to make, this, um, I actually want to do a transpose, right? So I want to make them tabular instead of having a header. So I'll just do something like this, and I'll go to, um, where is that? I think it's transform, or just go to pivot. So I want to actually particular column. So it makes it look so something like this. And it's actually easier to deal with when your data is more, you have less column, more rows, easier to deal with. So the same thing for furniture here. I'm supposed to do this, so it's easier to deal with. I'm just going to pivot. I might also want to merge data into one, right? But too lazy, I don't think I would do that. I already have my relationships, so I'll just click on close, and I think this visual should fit. So it's saying that, oh yeah, I'll just move this thing. Uh, Let me apply changes. Let's see what it is. And it's not allowed for columns. Oh, so yeah, which is why I didn't want one relationship, right? And so this is not supposed to be one-to-one relationship. I would remove this. Not supposed to have one relationship. It's supposed to be one too many. I just ID to furniture, and it's not supposed to be one to, it's supposed to be many to one relationship. Single, click on apply, and I can then do this. So it's saying, okay, so you know what? I'm just going to remove all of these relationships now. I think even with this, let me apply. Maybe it doesn't show something. Yep. So I'll rearrange this particular. So by the time I do this, I have a one-to-many relationship, and I'll also do this, and I should also have a one-to-many relationship. Yep, this is what I want. I'll go back to my report. Let me start clicking on school name. Let's see. Again, I'm just clicking random stuff. Don't really mind. What else? So for the facility data, oh, I'm supposed to even rename attributes, right? So I'm supposed to rename um this attribute. So what do I name? So I'll just say um, total number or just a total number. This attribute will just um, let me see. So it will just be, let me just say keys, just or indicators or something. I'm going to ask the owner of the form what will be the best approach in this scenario. I'll just say indicators, and I'll just say here I'll name it to total number, and I'll click on close and apply. Um, so excuse me. Okay, so it has loaded, and so I'll just click on. Okay, for the furnitures, I'll just click on the furnitures and see what it has here. So I have for these two, this I also have um, so for this particular school, I can then click on the different indicators, and I then have first. So this is not the best way to represent it, but at least I'm getting something. So I think the best way to represent it is to use this matrix. Right? Yep. And so I have for different indicators. Oh, I will just take the furniture here, and I'll bring the indicators to here, to the column. Yeah, so I think this looks more appropriate to represent them. What else? Then I can then add um, for the structure. I can create another matrix table, and mind you, this is not the goal of this particular exercise, but again, I felt the need to actually do that. I'll just click on LG, then I'm going to record. Is there a reason why it is showing this? Just showing me one school. It's supposed to be two schools. I'll click this time around. I'll click on the structure, which is the indicator. I'll just click on it. I'll just click on the number. Oh, I don't want you to again that shifted. I don't want that. I think I want something like this. I don't know if there are any indicators here. The indicators for there's supposed to be an indicator. Oh, I think what did I do? Oh, the structure. Oh, yeah, that makes sense. So okay. So I'm going to shift the structure to the column and the indicator to row. And yep. Oh, so I think I'll rather just do this because we have like a very long text for a column name, and I don't think that is the right approach. So this makes more sense, and does makes more sense. But I'm surprised why for this for the school name. Okay, let me check my records in the activity info. See, I have records for both of them, right? Um, so I'm surprised why the LG is not showing. That's the name of this school. Now, if I edit anything here, let's say, let me just say Grace Academy. I'm just coming up with different names, right? Academy. I'll click on OK. I already have my record for this. Let me just make it properly to, let's just say, a government science secondary school, science secondary school, or you stay in the, so to say, first world countries. No, no, you can name them whatever it is you want to. Now I'm just going to go to my Power BI. I will just click on refresh, and I think the names are just going to change. So the names are to change. Now I don't have any data here. I wonder why. What do I have now? Again, I will go back to my school. So I'm supposed to have something. I didn't know what I did before. So for the school structure, I'm just going to make this. I don't want to make it, so I'm just going to click on my matrix, and oh, so it's going to be part of it, and I'm then going to add numbers. Oh, so the indicators will be no. I want it to be this. So the indicators, so the indicators are actually, I don't know why is not showing. Oh, so I'll add the indicators to the column. Then I'm then going to click on total number. Supposed to do a calculation, but uh, I'm too lazy to do that. So again, you can actually create different, since there are different sections, you can actually create different tables for them by school. You can create anything complex, but at least this just gives you an idea of what kind of data you're collecting and so on and so forth. Um, I didn't like the totals, and I think you can from the format. Yeah, so yeah, it actually moves totals. Row totals, if you don't want. Anywho, that's not the goal of this conversation. So the approach I thought would make sense would have just been making them, each of these, a reference from. So what I'm supposed to do is um, this takes number available and so on and so forth. So I'm just going to change. So for the facility, I'll change the form to, so it's supposed to be number available. Gonna this so I'll say NA. Just say N. Gonna click done. From here, I'll paste the next header title. Um, I'll just say number in good condition. Click on OK. Go to the font. This particular MC number in bad. Oh, so Z. Just Control X. I'm too lazy to type, so So um, for the number needed, I will just add a calculation. So basically, a number in good quantity plus number in bad quantity is supposed to show us total quantity available. Now for the number needed, we'll just um, basically this minus good. And although it's supposed to be correct, so um, for the quantity, I will just add a formula that is NA, which is the code for number available, minus NIGC, which is the code for this quantity. And so basically, it's just going to do some calculations for me. Although I think I'll ask the owner of the form, why is this needed? Maybe the total available, maybe they still need more than just this. So um what I think I can suggest is to say, what is the ideal number needed? Right. So ideal number needed, let's say if this is 50. So number needed will now be the 50 minus just number in good condition, and it will just show us number needed. So it will be ideal number required or something like that. So we just make this more uh, um yeah, it will make sense, but I really don't know the reason why uh, this, the calculation wise, number needed should be number of bad in bad condition, but I'm going to ask the form. So going back to our form, going back to I did, so these are new entries that I did, and the calculation works. So if I go to, we have desk chair mat, if I go to tables and I just say 65 56, and I just say 30, I just click on save, and it's automatically going to calculations for me. I have available with 6 and I need 30. So what I can then do is just go back to my Power BI, just going to refresh, and again, if you are using Microsoft Fabric, you can set an automatic refresh and it's going to be refreshing you. And you can then see, oh, I have to adjust this data every time. I don't know why. So just, oh, I think I can do, right? So I don't know what is wrong with this. Or click on just click back on furnitures, not even showing this, which is weird. Again, let me just I should something. I would say furniture. I It is weird because go back to this. Already have foreign, so it's a picture foreign case. But again, I really don't know what is the issue. I mentioned that this is not the time to start diagnosing. I'll just set it up again for the furniture to keep on. Why, why not get the picture? Maybe because I don't have the picture. Supposed to show some form of visibility. This, let me expose this and see. Hold on. You think it should work, right? Yeah, headache. Yeah, this gives Although it really is not supposed to matter, but it did work before we tried it. Yeah, by yeah, it's supposed to be a relationship. Right? So that's that. It is weird that when we cancel, maybe I didn't set up the relationship. Well, let's see. I'm really picking this thing. Oh, oh, oh. This is one. Let me try. Oh, I can't see. Can see this. In no, this is not. You think we are supposed to see each other? Because I even locked it and it's wondering what should- this is. Oh, I think this should go. Kind of made a mistake. Supposed to be. Yeah, so it isn't so. For this, I can go to option that this is not seeing anything. That's it. So why? So okay, let me just see. Oh, that reminds me. Let me go to this function. I don't have data here. That's weird. I don't have data. Let me just refresh and see. So I think it's wrong. Some go to my records and go to export and go. Basically, I'm going to open it. I don't have records, so what am I saying? Oh, let me copy and paste it. I'm going to go to home, go to transform for furnitures. I think I would. Um, so this is, you know what? This is fun. Let me go back and see what's happening. Let me. Well, yeah. So let me go back to this one. I'm having null. I think I am picking. Yeah. So this is what I'm supposed to be seeing. Basically, I'm just click OK. So I will delete um, from this process to this process. This is my new data. So use original pics here. Let me see one. Oh no, I don't want to do that. I just want to use let's read this book. Yeah, this is what I want. So what I can then do is just to update this. So I think I saw the see, because of so it's perform and when you apply and close and apply, I'll go back to my Power BI this and oh then I have so I'll just click on my furniture and not so video. Oh, I have not done I've not done any check. So I'm just going to link this ID to here, then I there's a one to many um so I can start stuff. Yep, and add the furniture. Just going to add so I also am supposed after transforming I'm supposed to actually yeah so for the furniture data, so this is supposed to indicator I'll just say down number. I'm good. I'll just click close and apply. I would then just add this to my table and I'm going to add number and so I then have something this I'll change it into a matrix table and so the number will be here which will make sense and indicators should just yep so I can then have my so again it is giving me the name of um, code that I don't want so I can rename them if I want just go back to my yeah so I can actually rename them if I want um yeah anyways back to the form for the section C health nutrition and health just going to add so I want to believe this is a yes or no question so we basically going to go here and just add go back to survey form again I made a copy go back to form set and I'll add a new hmm, I'll add a new subform. That'll be for my section C. So it's going to be health, nutrition and health, nutrition and health. And I'll say NaH, right? And I'm going to yeah open my subforms and oh so it's saved. It's busy saved. Go and add field. So my field will just be a reference field to my reference from nutrition. Click on continue. Then I'll just say again it's the same thing. I'll just say uh, indicators or something. Just say indicators or type of activity. Type of activity, and I'll just say TA and I'm always going to this so it matches well. I'll click on done, and I will then enter a so I'll think that this is supposed to be not. So I don't exactly know if this is a no, yes, not available. I don't know if it is 1 0. If it's available, what does that mean? But I want to assume this is a yes or no, or not available, available. So I'm just going to add a um a single selection. I'll just say availability, availability, and I'll just say AV. I would say option available, available. Then I can set the default, right? And I can remove the default. I'll just say not and I can set the default. If I don't want the default, I'll just clear the default, right? And just move on. So I'll click on save. I then have a new field, and let me just save it and just show you how it works. So for the records, I'll just go there, go to add records. I'll say for the warming available, save, add another record for school canteen, not available, save, and so on. And I can actually add a field, a calculation here if I want. That reminds me, like this. I'll say not available. I can actually add a field to help me do some calculation. So I would just say calculated field. I would say count availability also. Count availability. I'll just say CA as the code. Um, Basically hide from entry. Um, I'll say I think there's a count. So I'll just go to formula, and I want to believe that the count. So it's a count. Then I would say count availability basically equal to available. So it's available. Yep. Also, it is double equal to, right? Yeah. So I'll do okay, and I'll save, and so it will just do an availability count for me. And if I come to, I'll say this and click on save, and it does an availability. Oh, so I think what I'm supposed to do is to say this is not, so it's supposed to count just, oh, dot available. Also, this is correct. This should be correct. Let me see the aggregation. So we have counts. Yeah. Let me see what it does or how it is applied. So yeah. So I can do subform. So member dot name, member dot ID. So I correct size. Oh, I can say, oh, so I I'll just say if um availability dot available, I'll just say one else zero. Yeah, I think that's a way to count. See. So it's just going to count. And so if I want to then do some kind of add pivot table and then say availability count, just drop it, just count two, and I can then say um see add see also I do have some so I think I can also do a not available yeah, I don't want to say I can also do a not available count as well. That makes sense. So I can also do a not available count as well. So just for it to do some kind of count. So let me just add that particular. I'll say calculated, and I'll say actually that reminds me. I was supposed to do calculated field for the number required or number available. So I forgot. So I can also say count uh, n slash a, and I'll just add. I'll hide it from entry. I'll just say if if av dot I think it's this something like this not available. I'm not sure, but I think this is it. Then one else zero. Yep, it should work. Oh, doesn't so yeah, so it does that for me, and then go to add a pivot table and just availability count. And so the good thing with this is I can actually create a report. I'll just say report. I would create a report. Now I don't have so I'm just going to go. I'll create a report. I'll add a report folder where I can then place my report. Then I'll go back to my my nutrition and health subform. I'll just add and I can rename them if you want. I'll just say total available. I'll just say total available. Again, this is just for then I'll do total available. Not available. And I'm just going to save my report. I'll say availability nutrition health availability health T. I'll go to my database. This is my report. Save report. Now the good thing with this is it's saved. If I go back to my database, I go to report, I click on my report, I see this. Now, by the time I go back to my survey and I go to my nutrition, I add, the school clinic, I'll say available, right? So ask school. Now, I'll just go back to my survey, go back to the database. I'll just go to report and you can see that it has already added my total available, which is pretty cool, and you can actually share this with maybe your partner and so on. And see, go back to form. I would go back to the okay. We have C, D. For this, I'll also create so I would definitely do the same thing for this. So class would be ECD primary. I would create a I'm basically going to create a reference from this, go back to this reference, add, I would say class, or I'll say classes, I'll say classrooms, classroom. I would add field, I'll just add text, I'll now say classes, I'll just say class, and I'll just click on OK. I'm too lazy to add anything, any searching. So I'll go to import because yeah, I want to paste my data. Just on feed already set there. Or continue as acknowledge that this is the right field. Click import, go back to I'll go back to form survey. This is the copy. Go back to form setting. Uh, Click on new. I'll click on subforms. Say classes. Or say class. I'll come to open subform. I'll just say classroom, right? Um, Classrooms, or I'm going to name it with those at I really don't know what method they actually getting. And I'll say reference form, I'll refer to my classroom and click on continue. Remove this custom form, empty the classes, okay. I can then start adding these fields. So I would do for Monday and so on and so forth. So Monday to, let's see, am I going to use Monday again? No, not really. So I would just say I'll just create a drop down which is like a single selection, and I'll just say weekday, and I'll just say WD. I would say, oh, this would, let's say I start from Friday. Add option. Let's say Wednesday. Yeah, this is not going to sit right. So I'll just start with Monday. Monday, Tuesday. I wanted to show you guys something here, but this isn't going to sit right. How you can actually um, sort them in ascending order. But because the days of the week are not alpha alphabetically arranged, so we can see sorting. I don't want to do that. It's going to, you know, I'll click on done. I then would say male, female. I don't need the total. I can add a fields to do uh, for me. I don't know what this means per se, but I'm just going to add another single selection. I'll say gender. Maybe it's talking about numbers, right? So I'll just say gender, and I'll say male, and I'll add the option of female. Again, don't ask me why I made male, because for me it doesn't. Um, so I will then add a quantity and say total number, total pupil, right? Pupil, and I'll say pupils, and I would put a default value of 0, and it's required. So, click on save so I can have an idea of. So I would rename this particular form because I think it's popular. Just going to on done, save, and then I. So why is it not there? It's supposed to show. Okay, so I have it here. I click on OK, then um, and then say for this particular class on Monday, gender, male only, two people came for the same class again, for the same class on Monday for the female, maybe 10 came because trying to promote something. Then I'll then add this on a Monday. I don't know, just add. Just keep adding, right? For the male, maybe 8 showed up. And you can then do a so I can add a field, a calculated field, where if EC is 1, so, oh, is this necessary? No, I already have it here. I don't need to bother myself. So if I want to do a pivot table, I can actually do for ECD and the classroom. I have 3 classrooms. I would do for I would do. Oh, so my measure should total people. Sorry, I'm going to remove this. This doesn't make sense. So I'll say for classes, I'll add row, and then I have my total people of this, and maybe for column I'll add gender. So I then have so we see for um yeah. So it's just going to give you a pivot table of this, and I'll just click on save report. I'll just say pupil attendance. Go to my database, have reports for save it. Now I'll just go back to my attendance. Don't know why this is going back here. Click on survey, put this, add on records. So for primary one, I'll just add for Monday, primary one, Monday for wait, get straight. So I think I did male, okay. So maybe primary one on Monday, gender female, let's see, came for 30 female students. I then go back to my data, go to what and go to student attendance, then see for primary one. So just gives us an, and I think I can also add days, yeah, for my report. So I'm just going to click on edit, and I will do. I don't know if this makes sense, right? So I will for health, but I'll also add that. Yeah, yeah. So yeah, makes sense. And I'll just save my report and go back to my um, form, go to this, and I will add, let me add for this for Tuesday. Let's see what it looks like for male. I would say 0, and for um, on Tuesday for female, let's say on 12, and I'll just click on OK. I just want to see what my report looks like, and kind of like it. Like, I do have for this kind of interesting. So the reports for activity is pretty interesting actually do. Again, this is just your normal Excel pivot table where you enter certain data and you pivot it in such a way that hey, like it. Um, that's yeah. So I can then continue to build. But by now I want to assume that um, the idea has been gotten, and so for the next one is enrollment, and basically I'm just going to I would duplicate this popular attendance. This particular I would actually duplicate it. I don't know. Can you oh, you cannot duplicate because it's a subform, and I'll just create a new subform. I would say fill enrollment, and this is I'll just say P I'll say P E R pressing stuff. Go to open. Um, I wish you can actually duplicate subforms so that I don't have to enter this stuff again. Oh, but it's cool. I'll just click on OK, click on reference. I'll reference go to classroom. Yeah, so this I have that. I'll say classes and remove this because then, um, I'll add the rest of these stuff that I do. So I'm just going to add it in because I want to be able to entries. So I would then say for so this is supposed to be able to change, right? So I would just say for 2020. So I would enter. So I'll just say 2022, 2023. I'll say this session, yeah, session. I'll just say maybe session one. I would say, oh, sorry, apologies. This is not what I'm going to field. I'll add a single selection. I'll say session. All right, good. Again, the reason I'm able to come up with all of these things, or I think I didn't actually practice, you know, um, what I was going to do. So more or less like experience. I think based on my immediate experience, um, I think form should be designed in this format. I think I can duplicate it. Yay, I can actually duplicate it. So I'm just going to say gender. I'm too lazy to type. Right? Say gender, and I'm going to come here and say male, female. Now, assuming that you want it sorted alphabetical order, you just say sort alphabetical order and it correct it for you. And and so the next thing is to enter quantity. I don't really need to add the total. I'll just say total enrollment. So I'll just say maybe I'll just say enrollment. I don't need to enter total. I can calculate um the oh, this is not enrollment. It's okay, so I'll click on go and attendance. Um I can add attendance and I'll say attendance I'll say attendance, and I'll click on view. And for dropout, I just do calculation. I can do dropouts for, I can say total dropouts just be, yeah, I can, what should I, yeah, I can add the dropout. I'll just say it's going to be a calculated field, right? I'll say dropout. I can either make this an entry, or I'll just make it calculation. I'll say drop out, and I would say dropout. Um, basically, I would say enrollment minus attendance. So it'll be enrollment minus attendance. Oh, so I'm actually supposed to use the code. It's gonna be enroll. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah. So this enroll, which is what you can see on done, and I click on save. Now, so the form is going to be like this. Also click on save this, and so for pupil enrollment, I will just say this go here, and so I will then add for each class session the gen male or female enter enrollment number. I can say 30, attendance, let's say 19. You can see the dropout is already like, and I'll just click on this. This is for male. For the female, for this for female, same class for this same session. For male, enrollment is maybe 70K. However, maybe uh, um, only 20 are in. So you then see that it's making some kind of semblance, and I can then do um, um, yeah, I can then add a pivot table. I want by the time I'm done adding most of um, the data. I can do a percentage dropout and say percentage. I can add. Oh, I can add a percentage dropout. I'll just say this, and I'll add it. I'll say percentage dropout. Percentage dropout. I'll just say percent. I'll say is um so it's going to be dropout divide by enroll. So I'm just going to add multiply by 100, and add this. I think, yep, click on save, and it will do the calculation. Oh, I can also add a round. Let me go to formula itself. I can round it to see. Oh yeah, so a seal or a floor. Forgetting what does that, what does, if I know they use for approximate, so numeric here is value rounded. See, they round a number away from 0 to the nearest whole number, and so floor would be its opposite. So towards a number towards 0 to the nearest again. And I think you can also hit number of digits, right? You think there should be that. Let me see. So statistics, min max, what is here? This is text. This is logic table. What am I? Okay, self or let's see. Oh, hey. Yeah, so I want you to, how do I, I think they should add that feature. I don't want it to be this. I don't want it to be whole number. But if I want, I can just say I'll add the cell and I'll add the function, just add this, and let me see what it does. 37. No, do I want it 7 or add? So it's supposed to be 36 point something. Let's see what floor does. Forgetting what the, it's been a while. Oh, so I'd rather go with it here, and I can then set a percentage attendance as well. So just get a percentage, right? And yeah, yeah, this makes sense. Yeah, this makes sense. So what next? Again, we can actually design this in. So I'm just going to add the same the way I did this. I'll add a subform. Alright. So for pupils with special needs, so C, I'll go back to my survey form. Go to form set. I'll go to add. I'll add subform, and I'll just paste this here. I'll just use special needs. Special needs, and you can add a description. So I'll add a field. I'll add my reference field. I already have classes. I'll go to reference, go to classroom. I will then remove this. I'll just see classes, classroom, so class, and going to on done. Um, then and then add visually impaired. So I'm just going to, because I'm not going to use this again. I'll just add a select single, and there's a reason why I'm doing select single, not multiple. The reason, so I'll just say type of need, special need. So type of impairment, right? Impairment. So I'll say type of impairment. I'll add, again, I had to copy because I'm so late. Don't want to have to type X and this. I'll add, paste this, copy, have here impairment, cut this, add this, and so X, just remove this, put add this. And so the one thing you are going to be doing is you're actually going to be adding a lot of relationship, especially visualization also. And so your Power BI, and one of the great things is software. You can use it to do anything. So I'm going to add one more field case of, so I'll add text and I'll say others and specify specify. I'll now say others. Oh, so I'm odd. So I'll say specify. Now I'm going to say I'll add a formula. I'll just say if so no, I'll say relevance. So it's going to show up if, so if payment is equal to uh, others. Yeah. I would have loved to use formula, but no, I just works. I'll click on save. I'll click on save. I'll come to, let me go out, go back to form, and I'll just drag here and go to details. And so I would to add, and so you can see impairment will not show. The others will not show unless I click on type. Very interesting. Classroom, parent, and so on. So then I can then start adding male, female. So I imagine this is total. Yep, I imagine this is. So I will then go to, apparently I'm using gender a lot, so I'm supposed to actually create a reference form for gender. So I'm actually using it a lot for it. So I'm just going to go back to this, go to selecting, I'll say gender. Again, because I'm repeating gender, I'm supposed to create a reference. I think I will just do that because it's something I'm off to, right? So I'll just create a listing for gender, a form for gender, and because I really don't want to have that's, I'll add text. I'll say gender. I'll just say gender. I would click done. Click on save. I'll come to import, paste. Actually, I'll just say gender. I'll say male, male. Then don't crucify me as one. I'll just click on back home, go back to form settings for, yeah, special needs. I'll click on open subforms. I'll click on plus, and I'll just add reference. I'll reference. I'll gender. I'll click on so this is gender. I'll just say gender. To basic type. I will remove this custom lookup, but I want gender no. So this. I'll click on done. What's the next? And I'll also click on I'll add quantity. I'll just say total number, and I'll just say number, too lazy, and I'll add a default value of 0. Is I don't want to add require, but you can do that, and I'll click on save. I can then go back to survey form and just slide right, and I then have go to add to other impairment. I'll have the others. You enter the others, and I then see see two. I'll say I don't know as others. Again, I'll add it. I just want to see what. Oh, so so and yeah. So if I say same class, if I say the experiment gifted and I email and it is 30. And so so this is I can then add this as part of um type of impairment. Actually, this might not be important. If I go to add record, the type of impairment uh, add record. Just want to add record. I'm supposed to do that. Oh, I typed this, so I can also because it's a reference form, so I can also make this a reference form so that there won't be need for others. So when you don't, maybe it's not here, you just add, right? Makes sense. So I can actually, um, so let's see. Again, I can add them as a reference form so that if I don't know what the type of impairment, instead of me to click others, I'll just go to add gender for it. I can now add it, and it's going to then appear as so. See what happens. So see add gender, see others. Then I'll click OK. Then you can then see I have gender on it here. But for this purpose, I will just go to and come here, record, and if I then go back to my survey form, I go back to my in special needs. So I can do the same types of impairment so that we would have a section where can add payments. For these, I maybe if I'm giving the person if I'm giving the person um, access, I will not give the person access to record it, maybe just to see, not to add a record. But for impairment, I can decide to give them access to. I think we come to that. Hopefully, so you guys should by now understand how the I intend to do this from. So I'm going to build REST. Oh, we're almost through. Oh, that's interesting. I would build the REST and I would show you how it works. Maybe you are very much interested. I'm going to attach this particular form, and I'm going to attach this particular form, and maybe make this form available for us to actually use into with minimal access, I think. So, and I will attach this particular template. So maybe for anybody who's really interested in building this particular tool, um, uh, I would just attach this to a link where you can download it. If you want to build, you are welcome to build. The other thing I would also, so again, in next tutorials I would have already built this, and I will just come with a finished work and just show us how to play with some of these things in Power BI. So I think if I click on refresh, I don't think I have new data, and that's because I've not added any new data, any new table yet. If I want to add any new table, I'll just go to so for instance, if I want to add this table, I'll just go to export, query as JSON, entire form, click on open just to see what the endpoint data look like, and I can then relate them to. So this is always related to the parent form, which is this particular form here. So always remember, this is the parent form and all of these are sub forms inside it. So I have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sub forms. But the other thing you also need to do is please make sure I like to make my work very neat. For some reason I didn't so it's in uppercasing. You should stick to uppercasing, or you should change to proper, um just for conformity. Sorry I didn't do that. In it is yep. Mind you, this is just for one school, so maybe you want to add more records, you can then add more records, and you can see you have all of these things to add. Pretty interesting and boring stuff at the same time. So yeah. So in the next session, hopefully I would have built the form. I'll just show you how it works, and I'll show you how to actually connect it to Power BI, which again you guys can see it is pretty interesting to actually do. You have a lot of connection, and which will be very interesting to manage. Um, I would be stopping here for now. And if you have any questions, you can reach out to me via, I think the email address. My email address is I think I added my email address to my YouTube channel. If you want me to show you the ropes on how to build this stuff, I can serve as a guide. And if you do like this video, do try to like and subscribe and comment and share with others. Thank you very much. Have a wonderful day.